Hello viewers, in the previous lecture series, we have discussed the effect of temperature on molecular velocities, how the molecular velocities changes with temperature. Then we discussed three types of molecular velocities. First one was most probable velocity. It is represented by a symbol CMP. CMP is equal root 2 kT by m. After that, we discussed root mean square velocity. It is represented by CRMS, that is equal root 3 kT by m. Then average velocity, the symbol for average velocity is C average, that is equal root 8 kT by pi m. Then we derived it and finally we did the comparison between these three molecular velocities. So, in this series of gaseous state, we will discuss the collision properties of gaseous molecules like collision diameter. After that, we will discuss collision frequency and mean free path of gaseous state. Let us start with collision. What is collision? Collision are one of the most fundamental processes in chemistry. Collision is a term which is used to describe an encounter between any two particles of the gas. Like here, two gaseous molecules are striking on head to head. So, we will call this head to head collision. When two molecules encounter head to head collision, this is collision at 180 degree centigrade, this is grazing collision, and this one is collision at 90 degree angle. So, before starting this, we will consider some assumption of collision theory. First assumption of collision theory is the molecules to be rigid, non-interacting and spherical. Second assumption is all molecules move with the same average velocity. And third assumption is on an average molecules collide while approaching each other perpendicularly. Let us start with collision property. So, on the basis of all these three assumptions, following property of gases can be discussed. First one is collision diameter, the symbol for this is sigma, and after that collision frequency, the symbol for this is capital Z, and mean free path, the symbol is lambda. Let us start with collision diameter. Assuming that two impenetrable spherical gas molecule which are undergoing bimolecular collision, they cannot come closer beyond a certain distance, that is a stage when the repulsive forces start operating between them. So, the closest distance between them is the centers of two molecules. See, R is the radius of gas molecule and d is or sigma is the collision diameter of the gas molecule. So, collision diameter is the closest distance between the centers of two molecules. It is denoted by sigma or d. So, there are some example of collision diameter of some gases. For hydrogen gas, the collision diameter is 2.74 angstrom, and for oxygen gas molecule, the collision diameter is 3.61 angstrom. For nitrogen, the collision diameter is 3.75 angstrom. Let us discuss collision cross section of some gases. The collision cross section for the molecule is an area of an imaginary sphere of an radius around the molecule within which the center of another molecule cannot penetrate, because it is an imaginary sphere. So, it can be calculated by using the collision diameter. So, collision cross section can be calculated by using d here, that is pi d square, we can calculate by this collision cross section. There are some example of collision cross section of gases. Collision cross section for argon is 0.36 nanometer square. For carbon dioxide, the collision cross section is 0.52 nanometer square. For oxygen, it is 0.40 nanometer square, and for nitrogen gas 0.43 nanometer square. For helium, the collision cross section is 0.21 nanometer square, and for hydrogen gas it is 0.27 nanometer square. Let's discuss what is collision number. Collision number is the number of collision of a single molecule with other molecules per unit time, that is in second, and per unit volume if it is given in ml of a gas, and it is called collision number. The symbol for this is Z. Now, collision frequency. The collision frequency is defined as the number of molecular collisions per unit time per unit volume of the gas. So, it is the total number of molecular collisions per second. It is represented by Z1. So, collision frequency is equal collision number into number density. Now, just discuss this collision frequency. We use kinetic gas theory for deriving this expression. Consider that there are n number of molecules per unit volume, each of which is having the collision number d. This is the collision diameter. Let us assume that only one molecule, this is x, is moving and the other molecules are stationary. So, the one molecule that is in motion moves with speed that is represented as CREL. What is this? It is defined as the speed of the molecule relative to the others. As I told you before that all others molecules are stationary here. So, only that particle will collide with this particle whose center lies within the cross sectional area, and it is represented by pi d square. So, these molecules will collide here, but not this one. These will miss the collision. Now, in a time t, the molecule moves a distance with CREL into delta t and sweeps of the cylindrical path of cross section area pi d square. So, the number of stationary molecules with centers inside the cylindrical tube is given by the molecule of the tube multiplied by the number of molecules per unit volume in the sample. So, the later quantity which I told you, the number of molecules per unit volume, we will calculate it by using number density because it is called as number density. We can calculate it by simply n by V. What is this n by V? It is the number of molecules in the sample divided by the volume occupied by the sample. So, thus far we have calculated that the number of molecules with centers inside the tube swept out by the moving molecule is given by pi d square into t CREL into n by V. Thus, if by definition the number of collisions made by the moving molecule in a time t to obtain the number of collision per unit time, so we merely have to divide this value by the time, that is t. So, we can express this equation in terms of pressure, as we know that Z is equal pi d square CREL into n by V. So, in place of n by V, if n is given as n into Na, this is Avogadro's number, and V is given by ideal gas equation, that is RT by P. So, in place of this n by V, we will write as P Na by RT. In place of this, we will get P by KT. K is the Boltzmann constant here, that is R by Na. So, we can express this equation as Z is equal pi d square CREL into P by KT. Now, two molecules, as I told you before, that they may encounter head on collision, grazing collision or collision at any angle. So, consider that two molecules are approaching each other perpendicularly, then the average velocity along their center is root to CAVG, that is average velocity. It is calculated by simply trigonometry method, that is Pythagoras principle. So, we will multiply this value here. So, now the number of collision made by a single molecule with other molecules per meter cube per second, that is given by Z1 is as Z1 is equal root 2 pi d square CAVG into n. CAVG is the average velocity here. So, we can calculate collision frequency. The total number of molecules present per meter cube per second is given as Z11 is equal 1 by 2 Z1 into n. This collision frequency for bimolecular collision. The factor 2 is introduced to ensure that each collision is not counted twice, since a single collision involves two molecules. So, the equation is Z11 is equal 1 by 2 into root 2 pi sigma square into C average into n into n. Now, the equation will be Z11 is equal 1 by root 2 pi sigma square C average into n square. The collision frequency Z11 is the total number of bimolecular collisions per unit volume per second. So, the expression for collision frequency is Z11 is equal 1 by root 2 pi sigma square C average into n square. So, from this expression it is clear that Z11 is directly proportional to number of molecules, as we can write n by V in place of n, that is V is equal RT by P by ideal gas constant. So, in place of n we can write P by RT in this equation, and from this expression it is also very clear here that Z11 is directly proportional to collision diameter. So, Z11 is directly proportional to sigma square from this equation. From this equation it is also clear that collision frequency is directly proportional to average velocity. As we know, for average velocity the expression is root 8 RT by pi m. So, we will substitute this value here, and finally, we get an expression also, that is Z11 is equal 2 sigma square into pi RT by m into P by RT square. This is the expression for bimolecular collision frequency in pressure term. So, let us discuss the effect of pressure on collision frequency. As we know, the expression is 2 sigma square into root pi RT by m into P by RT square. In this equation, it is clear that Z11 is directly proportional to P square. So, the bimolecular collision frequency is directly proportional to pressure here. So, with increase of pressure, the gas will contract, and as the gas will contract, the molecule come closer to each other. So, the frequency of collision will also increase. Let us discuss now the effect of temperature on collision frequency. The equation is Z11 is equal 2 sigma square into root pi RT by m into P by RT whole square. So, in this above equation, it is given that Z11 is directly proportional to root T and inversely proportional to T square. So, Z11 is proportional to root T by T square, or you can write it as Z11 is proportional to 1 by T to the power 3 by 2. So, with decrease of temperature, as we decrease the temperature, the gas contracts and the molecules come closer to each other. So, definitely the frequency of collisions also increases. So, now there is a case if the collision involve two unlike molecules, those have masses m1 and m2, and reduced mass for them is mu, and collision diameter for these molecules are sigma 1 and sigma 2. So, for this the reduced mass is m1 into m2 by m1 plus m2, and for collision diameter sigma 1 2 is sigma 1 into sigma 2 by 2. So, for this the collision frequency will be written as Z12 is equal sigma 1 2 square into root 8 kT by pi mu into N1 into N2. The N1 and N2 are the number of molecules per meter cube of the two types of molecules. So, viewers, now let us discuss the third collision property, that is mean free path. As the motion of the molecule in a gas is complicated, beside colliding with the wall of the confinement vessel, the molecules collide with each other. So, a useful parameter to describe this motion is the mean free path. The mean free path is the average distance travelled by a molecule between collisions. The mean free path of a molecule is related to its size. The larger its size, the shorter its mean free path. The average distance travelled by a single gas molecule between two successive collisions is called mean free path, and it is represented by a symbol lambda here, and lambda is equal average distance travelled by a molecule per second by number of collisions made by the molecule per second. There is a slide, as you can see these molecules are colliding with each other. So, these are travelling like this molecule is travelling, this is called free path, this is D1, and for this free path is D2 and this free path is D3. So, we can calculate the mean free path for these gas molecule, that is lambda is equal D1 plus D2 plus D3 plus D4 plus so on by number of collisions between them. There is another picture for you, like these gas molecules are moving, the free mean path is D1, D2, D3, D4, D5 like so on. So, we can calculate the mean free path here. So, lambda is equal again D1 plus D2 plus D3 plus D4 plus dash plus so on by number of collisions between them. So, mathematically we can write as mean free path, which is written as lambda, lambda is equal C average by Z1. So, we will put the value of Z1 here. So, lambda is equal C average by root 2 pi sigma square C average into N. So, we can write this equation as lambda is equal 1 by root 2 pi sigma square into N. So, from this equation we can observe that the larger the size of the molecules, the smaller will be the mean free path, because mean free path is inversely proportional to the radius. So, definitely if the size of the molecule is large, the free mean path will be small. Second observation is that the greater the number of molecules per unit volume, so the travelling between the molecules will be less because they will collide less. So, smaller will be the mean free path here. One more observation, that larger the temperature, as we increase the temperature, the mean free path will be increased. For larger the pressure, if pressure is higher, the smaller will be the mean free path, because they will get very less space to move. So, the equation is for mean free path is lambda is equal 1 by root 2 pi sigma square into N. So, from this expression it is clear that the mean free path is inversely proportional to N. What is N? N is the number of molecules per meter cube of the gas. And second observation is that since that with increase of pressure, number of molecules will increase. So, definitely mean free path will decrease, and greater the number of molecules per unit volume, as n is in denominator in this expression. So, definitely as the number of molecules will increase, the mean free path will be small. Another observation from this equation is that the larger the size of the molecule, the mean free path will be smaller. As you can see here that lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by sigma square. Second, hence the larger the size of the molecule, as the size is large, then definitely the mean free path will be less. As the ideal gas equation is PV is equal nRT. So, in place of n, we can write n by V, that is equal P by RT. So, when we put this value in this expression, we get mean free path in terms of pressure. So, lambda can be written as RT by root 2 pi sigma square into P. So, the equation is now lambda is equal RT by root 2 pi sigma square into P. So, from this above equation, we can say that larger the temperature, because lambda is directly proportional to temperature. So, larger the temperature, the collision will increase. So, the travel between the gas molecule will increase. So, definitely the mean free path will larger. And mean free path does not depend on the velocity of the gas molecule. As you can see here that there is no presence of C average. So, mean free path does not depend on the velocity of the gas molecule. As the pressure is large, if pressure is large, they will get very small pace for movement. So, smaller will be the mean free path. Now, there is an equation for mean free path. This equation is Chapman equation. According to Chapman equation, lambda is equal to eta by C average into D. The eta is the coefficient of viscosity in Pascal or in kg per meter per second. Lambda is mean free path in meter per second, and C average, it is the average velocity of gas molecule in meter per second. D is the density of the gas in kg per meter cube. So, the equation of Chapman is lambda is equal to eta by C average into D. We can also write this equation in terms of pressure. As we know, the value of C average, the expression for C average is equal root 8 RT by pi m, and for density that is P m by RT. So, we can write it as lambda is equal eta by P into root pi RT by 2 m. This is Chapman equation in terms of pressure. So, the Chapman equation is eta by P into root pi RT by 2 m. Now, we can discuss what are the factors which influence mean free path from this equation, like lambda is directly proportional to viscosity. As the viscosity increases, the mean free path also increases. From this expression, it is clear that lambda is inversely proportional to pressure, as we have discussed before that if we increase the pressure, mean free path will decrease, and lambda is proportional to root T. It means mean free path increases with temperature here, and lambda is proportional to root 1 by m. It is clear from this expression that if the size of the gas molecule is larger, the mean free path is small. So, viewers, in this lecture we have discussed the collision properties of gaseous molecules, like collision diameter. It is represented by sigma, sigma is equal to r. Then we discussed the collision frequency. The symbol for this is Z, and Z11 is equal 1 by root 2 pi sigma square C average into n square. And then we discussed mean free path or free mean path, we will call this. The symbol is lambda, and the expression for this is lambda is equal 1 by root 2 pi sigma square n. So, viewers, in the next lecture series, we will discuss the liquefaction of gases, the methods of liquefaction of gases, how do the gases changes into liquid phase, we will discuss it, and after that we will also discuss the application of gas laws in daily life.